Hello and welcome back to the Booming Fast podcast, where we are reviewing Sonic Boom in airdate order 2x2 to replicate that half-hour block. I'm Aaron.
I'm John, and those are kids running up the stairs in the hallway outside this room.
You're well aware of that.
Yeah, we've been over this several times.
Get off my dang staircase.
So as usual, you lead off the first episode we're looking at.
We can watch this on Netflix, Hulu in the States, and you can buy the DVD or Blu-ray. Fantastic quality on both.
It's easy to find.
Yeah, just go on Amazon, into your local Walmart, Best Buy, anywhere that has DVDs.
Well, there's a new complete Steelbook Blu-ray that's pretty sweet. But either way, you know, we'd be stupid to be doing a show about an old cartoon that's hard to find. We're doing one about a current cartoon that's easy to find.
Yes. So, we are on episode 16 right now. Part 1 is going to be Closed Door Policy, which aired on July 17th, 2015.
So let's get into it.
All right. So it starts off with Dr. Eggman doing what he does best, being pretty much harmless and hurting himself more than anything by turning all the coconuts in the island into bombs.
Yeah, by using little spider bots that drill into them and leave a bomb in it.
Yeah.
And it's not really detailed what he hopes to accomplish, as always, but
he's having fun.
Team Sonic is there to stop him, but they're taking their time, too, because this is just a Saturday afternoon for everyone.
Yeah, nice, lazy Saturday. Everyone gets to just get out, enjoy some time in the sun, throw some bombs around.
Until Amy remembers that she and Styx were going to go chill out at the volcano later on, so they decide to wrap it up a little early.
Yeah. So, Sonic, Knuckles does a ground pound.
Yeah. And Sonic jumps into the air and
spin attacks each one of the bombs back to Robotnik.
Well, he kind of like kicks them and volleyball lobs them and everything, but he does it in super speed so that all the coconuts hit Eggman at the same time. Eggman sputters away in the Eggmobile while Amy heads back to go pick up Styx, so to speak.
And looking for Styx's purse to go to the volcano in.
Yeah, because no young lady on the town can leave without a purse that has lip balm, spare change, and a picture of a platonic friend that you're totally not obsessed with.
Yes. As she pulls a picture of Sonic.
Yeah.
So, Styx goes, it's like, oh yes, purse. I think I have one of those somewhere. Goes back into her back room. And Amy walks back, and it's a mess. It's like, just, I'm not gonna say garbage, but trash everywhere. Calls her a pack rat, and it's like, I'm not one of those. What's that, like a dance?
Yeah. It's a dance, isn't it?
Yeah. So, Amy orchestrates a forced selling of all of her assets.
Yeah. And Amy's in her usual, I know better than you, and I'm in handling it mode, without really taking the other person's feelings into consideration.
Or letting them say anything at all.
Yeah. But it's kind of, as we've seen before, it's kind of this version of Amy's thing. Yeah. She's really sensitive and talks about people's feelings, but when it comes down to it, she tends to ignore people's feelings.
Yeah. She cares about her feelings, no one else's.
Yeah.
So, they set up a yard sale. Garage sale. Rummage sale. Stoop sale. They've set up a sale.
A car boot sale.
Yeah.
A flea market.
It wasn't a flea market. There was only one vendor.
So a retro game flea market.
Yes.
And things are proceeding apace. Not that Styx is happy about it.
Selling off things like moss, cow skull, hereforth known as a cull.
Yeah.
And beehive on a stick.
Yeah. All being sold to Fastidious Beaver, who was initially denied the opportunity to buy each of them until Amy butts in and says he can have it all for $5. So that's a pretty good score.
Yeah, for Fastidious Beaver.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dr. Eggman is determined not to pay anything for a comic book.
And the good news is that... and Sonic is really doing a good job on making sure he does not. Or...
that he does not.
Yeah.
That he doesn't not.
Yeah. Eggman, can you not?
Yeah. Oh, and Knuckles and Tails move a couch.
As well as, at this point, Knuckles is finding all of the components for one of his latest inventions.
Tails is. Knuckles doesn't invent things this episode. That was a different episode.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a later episode, but we've both seen it.
Yeah.
But no, Tails is finding bits and bobs for his whatever the hell it's going to be. But, and he keeps asking Knuckles if he thinks it's the right part. And Knuckles, at least has the wherewithal to ask him, do you just use big words to make me feel,
what's the opposite of not smart? Obtuse?
Yeah,
see?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Travis Willingham does not get the credit he deserves for playing this version of Knuckles. It's not everyone's favorite version of Knuckles, but he's good as it.
Yes.
But anyway,
Amy is going through and selling everything. Doing a really good job on making sure everything is sold for well below market value.
And that Styx doesn't get to say anything about it.
Yeah. Going as far as gagging her.
Yeah. But she heads in to pick up the last of the junk, which is a surfboard leaning against a wall. And as she moves it, there's an ominous stone face on the wall behind it.
That hums.
Yeah, it starts making a sound I'm sure I've heard in, like, the bottom of the well or the spirit temple in Ocarina of Time. It's part of that sound library.
Something like that.
But it stops doing it every time Amy turns around.
So, Amy goes, asks Styx, how much should I sell that surfboard for? Styx going, you mean the surfboard made of the heaviest wood in the island? That was propped against a wall with a evil face on it? Yeah, that one.
It turns out that surfboard is the only thing keeping an underground civilization of Frogladytes from leaving their cave and invading the island. And they,
Amy immediately blames Styx for not telling her.
Uh-huh.
Which, how can you tell me, how can someone tell you something when every time they try to talk, you stuff something in their mouth?
Yeah. So the crew head back in and try and hold off the Frogladytes, but they're pretty quickly overrun, only having time for each member of the team to make sure that it's understood that it was all Amy's fault.
Yes.
Before Styx is dragged away to be a sacrifice to the Frogladytes' god, who's presumably going to accept anything they can get now because it's been a while.
Yeah.
But Team Sonic, minus Styx, figures, well, we gotta go rescue her, but we're gonna need some of this stuff. And they have an A-Team style building montage, complete with an A-Team style theme.
Yes. It was great, because we just had sandwiches talking about A-Team.
Yeah, it's funny how life works out.
Take in the trash. What does that mean? It's a dramatic moment.
It was good sandwiches. It was chicken and ham.
Yeah.
Or just ham or just chicken, how you built it.
Yeah. I don't make sandwiches for other people. I put the fixings on the counter for other people.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's a terrible host.
You mean like for sandwiches or as a podcaster?
First one, then the other.
Very good. No, so... yeah, they run down to go rescue Styx, armed with their garage sale junk.
Yes. Knuckles tying wood onto his knuckles.
Yeah. And slinging that wooden bench on his back.
Yeah. They bring down furniture, and this is important for later.
Yeah. Amy's got those beehives.
Yes. And she says she knew would come in handy. And everyone immediately points out, no.
No, you didn't.
You Dumb bitch.
And then Tails has his newly invented whatever the thing is, which is sort of a laser that freezes people.
Slows time for them.
That was it.
That Frogladyte will live in eternity, moving at a pace that he thinks is normal, while everything blurs around him.
Which he's probably getting off easy.
Yeah.
But it blows up after one shot, but at least it worked for that.
What was the name of the Frogladyte that wasn't there? The only one that was named?
Oh, Og.
Yes.
He was homesick.
Yeah.
But anyway,
which brought up a good line as well. Styx is originally going against the Frogladyte, saying, "No, I'll take care of you. You guys stand no chance." It's like, I think you're outnumbered. There's one of you and 1, 2, 3, a Brazilian of us.
Yeah, except for Og. He's out sick.
A Brazilian -1 of us.
Yeah. That's after they take Styx's gag off so she can speak, and she does the old bite the guy's finger and escape routine.
Yeah.
And then, so there's the big fight. They manage to get out of the cave and reblock the door, this time with an IKEA shelf.
Yeah. It really brings in the feng shui of the room. Ties it all together. It's going to be a lot easier to be pushed out of the way than that surfboard with all the junk in front of it.
Well, not after you fill the shelf with junk.
Yeah, fair enough. Might be a little top heavy, so it might be easy to top over.
Yeah. Well, if you're anything like me, you put your 4 years worth of Nintendo Powers on the bottom, and then the rest is regular comic books.
I put my 4 years of Nintendo Power on the top.
Yeah. And look what happened.
Yeah. I wrecked my shoulder.
So anyway, they all get out, they pin the door. Amy does not say explicitly that she's learned a lesson about anything. Presumably Styx gets to keep the money. And Sonic finally is able to sell the comic book to Eggman for $3.75, which is still down from the $10 that Sonic wanted originally. Unfortunately, as Eggman sits under a tree to read it, a coconut bomb falls out and burns it up in his hands.
Yeah. Eggman loses yet again, and he wasn't even that hostile this episode.
No, they had their usual Saturday morning tussle, and then life went on.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we have an appointment with Eggman. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So, this episode was written by...
Are we supposed to talk about how we liked it and stuff? That usually goes in between.
I thought that was near the end. Ah,
it doesn't matter.
So, how did you enjoy it?
I thought it was alright.
It was definitely one of the weaker ones that we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, this show is rather strong right off the bat.
Yeah, but going by its production order, it's from early on. I think it's like the 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So sometimes that'll happen, again, like with Batman the Animated Series, you got those clunkers in like the first 10 episodes, but they were spread out among the first 45 or so. So you'll get like really good episodes, and then you get Be a Clown.
Yeah.
But anyway, this episode, was written by...
Oh, this episode was written by Eric Trueheart, who you might be familiar from episode 4, Buster. Okay. Not to be confused with episode 4 Busters.
Yes. So we don't have to go into his. You can get his details in episode, I guess that would be episode 2.
Yeah.
So.
Go back, listen to episode 2 on your favorite podcast apps, YouTube. Or you can also just send us off email to have us... Actually, no, our email's down this week. Either way, send us a letter and we'll mail you out a CD of the episodes that have aired so far.
Yeah. So, who is the... I guess we should go through the cast.
Of course. So, as always, Roger Craig Smith does a fantastic Sonic the Hedgehog. Colleen, Shaughnessy,
yeah,
is Miles Tails per hour, which is a pun.
Yes, it is.
We always have to let them know it's a pun.
Yeah, in case you didn't get it, it's a pun on miles per hour, which takes a little longer when your parents describe driving in kilometers.
Yeah. Or clicks.
Yeah, or clicks.
Cindy Robinson as Amy Rose. Nika Futterman as Sticks the Badger. Mike Pollock as Dr. Eggman. Phidias Beaver.
Fastidious.
Yes. I'm noticing that.
You skipped Knuckles?
Yeah, exactly. Travis
Willingham
as Knuckles the Echidna, and Wally Wingert as Frogladyte High Priest.
Yeah, he didn't have any lines as Cubot in this one, but he is in there.
Yeah, so
yeah, pretty solid one, but, again, being put out of production order shows its kind of teething problems compared to some of the episodes we've seen around it.
Yeah.
But, I'd, if we're going to give it in ratings...
Out of 5.
Out of 5, as we always do. I'll give it a good 3.5 spider bots out of 5.
I'll give it 3.5 sticky sacrifices out of 5.
Ooh. Don't like that. Alright, well, if you want to reach out to the show, which we'll tell you again at the end. In fact, why tell you hear it now?
Yeah.
It's a bit of an old habit of mine from another life.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, if that's it for episode 31, I'll take over and we'll do episode 32.
I think this is a good time to remind everyone to like, subscribe, comment, and send us money.
Yeah, please.
It would help one of us out. Not going to say which one.
And you already know how, so we're not going to go over it. Alright, getting into the second episode of the day, which is the second half of, quote, episode 16, which is actually episode 32, Mayor Knuckles.
I wonder what is going to happen in this episode.
Yeah. Well, and yes, it's the Mayor Knuckles that the meme comes from.
The meme! Approved!
So, original air date, July 20th, 2015. And, yeah. Mayor Fink is in his office, stamping approvals onto various bylaws. And his buddy, whose name I don't remember, is there to go fishing.
Yeah. And the mayor can't leave because you can't just have an auto stamper do all the approvals. As he stamps a law into existence.
Precluding the possibility of an auto stamper being used.
Yeah.
So, he's not wrong.
No.
If only somebody would show up and take over for him.
There's a pause. Nothing happens. And then goes, if only someone would show up and take over for him so we can move the plot along.
So we can get the story started.
Yeah. Oh.
And then Knuckles comes in because he wants to pass a law making it so that pickles and peanut butter should never be sold in separate packages because they will inevitably end up in the same sandwich.
Was that his? I thought that was someone else's.
No, the other guy wanted it reversed.
Oh.
Yeah. So Knuckles, so the mayor agrees to do it on the condition that Knuckles takes over for him, sitting at his desk, and all he's supposed to do is stamp the papers that are in the pile on the side of the desk that were all ready to be approved. And Knuckles is in, and almost immediately things go out of whack.
Yeah. This is why we should have checks and balances.
Yeah.
So we don't get a Knuckles.
So almost immediately, who was the first to come in?
Someone to build them all, right?
Oh yeah, just a guy comes in, the construction worker, he's like, who's in charge here? And Knuckles says, well, that would be me.
After looking at his stamp, it's like,
yeah,
right, with this stamp, I control ultimate power.
Yeah. Great power, no responsibility.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it cuts to Styx trying to have a nap until there's jackhammering outside her burrow because this guy's gonna start building them all. Right there.
Yes.
On her property.
Remember, if you can get away with building something on someone else's property, you save on property tax.
Yeah.
It's a great feat if you can do it.
Because no tropical island is safe from Mobian colonialism.
Oh.
Eventually, we'll all be saluting the acorn flag.
Again.
Yeah. We're not saying Princess Sally doesn't exist in this universe. We're just saying that the Kingdom of Acorn hasn't invaded yet. The sun never sets, after all. But anyway, Styx heads down to City Hall to give Knuckles a piece of her mind, and realizes it's too late. He's sold his soul to the government. He is the man.
Yeah.
More and more people start to show up to give their own suggested bylaws to Knuckles, including Lady Walrus, who wants moving sidewalks. Because who wants to live in a world without moving sidewalks?
Fair point.
Yeah,
Approved.
I've been to the airport.
It's great.
Yeah.
At time of recording, we're just like 3 weeks out from our most recent trip to Disney Japan.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great time.
Yeah, can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
But
I had
no.
so much sushi.
So much. Your favorite food.
Yeah.
But no.
With mushrooms.
Yes. Fish and mushrooms. So, meanwhile, Amy heads to the library. She wants to check out a book and is told no.
Because
Mayor Knuckles has passed a bylaw making it illegal to actually check out books because the librarian, fastidious beaver once again, has decided they look better stored on a shelf and just to be looked at.
yeah, you can't read books. They're just for decoration.
Mm-hmm. And things are getting pretty well out of hand.
Styx is getting very anti-government.
Styx, yeah. Like, the same as always, but now the government has a face.
Yeah, and that face is Knuckles. She goes, it's like, well, what has the government ever done for any of us? Funded the fire department.
Okay, well, that's true.
Yeah.
The sewage system? Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for that.
No.
You can keep making good points all day, but what's going to happen when Knuckles gets his giant fingers into all aspects of our lives?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sonic and Tails are trying to have lunch at Mehburger when they hear an argument break out because two different people have been given permission to do their own building project on the exact same spot.
One is a treehouse, one is a tunnel. Perfectly fine to have both. The treehouse will just have a basement.
Yeah. Until the third guy shows up and says he's been approved to have a lemonade factory put there. Not a lemonade stand. A lemonade factory.
Oh, remember when we had lemonade factories?
So Sonic heads in to talk to Knuckles, and that's when Styx shows up. Actually, the first time we got it slightly out of order. Because she swears to bring down both Mayor Knuckles and his goons while pointing at Sonic.
Yeah.
Who hadn't done anything yet.
Oh.
Except watch Knuckles sign an approval for himself as mayor.
Yeah.
And then...
Knuckles gives an approval for the sanitation worker to take a couple months off.
Yeah, which is how Dr. Eggman comes into the story, because his trash hasn't been picked up yet.
Yeah,
the sanitation worker wants to travel the world and see other countries' garbage.
Yeah.
Maybe get a fancy pair of foreign coveralls.
You know, well within his right, but maybe have more than just one sanitation worker. I personally blame the previous administration on that, because requiring just one person to do the entire island sanitation allows for burnout and for the inevitable collapse of the sanitation sector.
Yeah. We don't even know where they take the garbage on this island.
To the volcano.
To the volcano. That's what that was. But anyway, anti-government sentiment is setting in with Team Sonic and with Eggman, who goes in to express his complaint, but is told to take a number.
There are no numbers.
Yeah, the machine, the little number ticket thing is out. So he's told...
fill out a complaint form.
Yeah.
Okay, where do I get one? Take a number.
Oh, yeah. He's locked out of the loop. But eventually, Team Sonic and Eggman decide they've got to work together to stop Mayor Knuckles.
After more and more issues were happening around town, including the moving sidewalk that was built amazingly fast.
Yeah.
breaks down.
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Lady Walrus.
Is stuck on it. It's like, just walk.
Yeah.
No, my taxpayer money didn't go towards moving sidewalks for me to walk.
And Dave the intern is in there complaining about, what was it?
Was he complaining about the peanut butter and...
Oh, yeah, he's the one who wanted to reverse the peanut butter and pickles being packaged together, because if people learn that they could buy garbage food in one convenient combined package, the business at Medburger is going to dry up.
Yeah.
Which is an unusual amount of concern for Dave the intern, but he's having one of those weeks.
Oh, you, former noble man.
Yeah.
If people realize they could get cheap, barely edible food outside of Medburger, I'm out of a job.
Look at you. You who were once so proud. Go now and never return.
Well, usually he's got, he cares a little less, but, he needs that minimum wage.
And then he asks, well, if we can't do that, can I at least get, universal health care?
Oh, yeah, after he hurts himself, poking himself in the eyes, doing the I'm watching you motion.
Yeah.
And then Eggman shows up again with Team Sonic, but Knuckles quickly outlaws all their weapons and the use of fingers to fire lasers.
So he uses his elbow, taps his laser,
and shoots himself in the foot.
Can I also get in on that universal basic income?
Universal healthcare.
Yeah. Both would be fine.
Yeah. As Knuckles is really going mad with power, his stamp has suddenly run out of ink. And Eggman decides to...
take this opportunity to seize control.
By having his robots come in and tear the place apart for the form he needs to
Yes.
depose Knuckles. Which Knuckles takes to the fight and destroys most of the robots, but one last little crab meat bot does find the form and gives it to Dr. Eggman.
Eggman calls on his Octobot.
Yeah.
Full of ink.
Yeah. Cubot rolls up in the Octobot in order to shoot a tiny little blob of ink through the window onto the stamp so that Eggman can try and approve, taking away all holidays from sanitation workers.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted. It was someone to come pick up his garbage. Because it reminded him too much of his failed experiments like Orbot and Cubot.
Why must every conversation circle back to insults for us?
I don't mean it to. I'm just frustrated looking at this garbage, you idiots. Apology accepted.
Oh.
But just before Eggman can take control, or at least sign his Dopey Law into legality, the real mayor shows up.
He just enjoyed an afternoon of fishing.
Yeah, this has all taken place over
4 hours.
4 hours. And,
he took a half day off and the entire world went bonkers.
But he goes to his desk and it turns out he's got a whole desk drawer full of the stamps.
Yeah. So Knuckles could have just opened the drawer next to it and gone, it's like, well, see, I'm in control forever. Which, good news, he didn't have that foresight. Knuckles being Knuckles.
Yeah. Now, what was the ending again?
Oh.
Did the mayor just literally sit down, stamp a thing, and the credits started rolling? No, there was like a funny ending bit, wasn't there?
There always is. Like,
sometimes you get so wrapped up talking about it that you don't remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we both independently double checking what it is?
Yes.
Very good. We don't have to, we can cut this part out. We watch so much Sonic Boom that it all starts to run together after a few years, you know?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Mayor Fink returns and sees the disaster, and Knuckles apologizes for the mess. Eggman tries to complain about the garbage man, but is told to take a number.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's where it ends.
Oh.
I liked this episode a lot. I see why it was meme fodder, but it's also just a pretty funny, slightly anti-authoritarian episode.
Yeah, I know. And
it makes better use of Styx's conspiracy theorist stuff than usual because it's actually happening.
Yeah.
She's not just a tinfoil-hatted crackpot, which she sometimes is. And yeah, what about you?
I enjoyed it. It was good. Quality episode. Brought up good points that we should all learn from, that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
Always listen to your sticks.
Yeah, what was it? Sticks it. Knuckles, you've gone mad with power. I haven't gone mad with power. I'm just about to stamp this bylaw into legality, making me the absolute ruler of everything. That's a textbook definition of mad with power. Or dictionary definition, or whatever it was she said.
Yeah. Well, I would like to check that, but I'm not allowed to check any books out of the library.
Library, yeah. I believe you'll find it's pronounced library.
Oh.
Alright, but yeah, easily the strongest of the two we've watched
today.
And one of the funnier ones that we've seen in the last little while.
Yeah.
You know, it's from the era where the show is really hitting its groove. But we'll get into the writer real quick. Another returning writer, Reed Harrison, who we don't have to get into his history for other projects, but he previously wrote Don't Judge Me, Into the Wilderness, Eggman Unplugged, Chez Amy, and Chili Dog Day Afternoon.
I'm sure we'll be seeing him again.
Oh, yeah.
Or hearing him.
Yep.
Or experiencing his writing.
The cast, as usual, Roger Craig Smith, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Dave the Intern. Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Miles Tails Prower. Travis Willingham as Knuckles the Echidna. Cindy Robinson as Amy Rose. Nika Futterman as Styx the Badger. Mike Pollock as Dr. Eggman, Fastidious Beaver, and Mayor Fink. Craig Thornton as Orbot. Wally Wingert as Cubot. And producer Bill Freiberger in his recurring role as Lady Walrus, who gets more to say than her usual, "My baby," that she says every time she shows up. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So how do you rate Mayor Knuckles?
To start with, what thing, before we go into that, I actually want to add one thing.
Okay.
Where I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you had absolute power to invoke bylaws, which bylaw would you invoke?
That's an interesting question. I'm just thinking locally here.
Yeah.
Can we revert some of the banks to their pre-pandemic hours, please? Because during the pandemic, they all started opening an hour or so later than they used to. But that's an hour too late to throw something in your bank account last minute to cover a withdrawal.
Okay.
Not to speak from personal experience, it's just something I heard someone say once.
Yeah, you can stop throwing me under the bus.
Thank you. What about you? Were you expecting a funny answer?
I was expecting you to go like, I don't know, moving sidewalks sounds nice.
Yeah, right, until they freeze.
Yeah.
This is Canada.
Yeah. Icy moving sidewalk sounds like a fantastic. I would like for them to actually start work on a new theme park within Lloydminster.
Ooh. I mean, they just finished building a casino.
Yes. I want the theme park next to it so the parents can drop off the kids at the theme park and head to the casino. It's good for the economy.
That's fair enough. The closest thing they have right now is a Tim Hortons across the street. And that doesn't even have a play place.
It doesn't even have coconut cream donuts.
Not usually.
Oh.
Okay, out of 5 on the 0.5 scale, how do you rate Mayor Knuckles? Both as an elected official and as an episode of television.
Mayor Knuckles is an elected official. 5 out of 5 supreme leaders of all.
We've had worse.
Yeah, we definitely have. As an episode, I'm probably gonna go with like 4.5 self-walking sidewalks.
Self-walking?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it's self-moving. Or, my mind's mush.
Moving sidewalks.
Yeah.
I don't remember either. But anyway, okay, 4.5 of those things.
Yes.
Yes, as an elected official, we've had worse. But I would say, yeah, I'd give the episode a 4.5. Illegal spin dashes.
But how many hammers is that?
1. I gotta give Knuckles credit. He was pretty quick with those bylaws.
He really was. More
No.
efficient than our usual government officials.
Yeah. No hammers, no boomerangs, no spin dashes, no inventions.
And we got to see his artwork.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Which it's a handy way to have images that don't need to be translated when you're dubbing a show into other languages, is to have everyone draw pictures.
Yes.
But it also makes sense because it's Knuckles.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I know for a fact that in another episode he says he can't read. So maybe he's been learning.
You can't read?
Yeah. So, you want to do your predictions for the next 2 episodes?
Oh, of course.
All right. The first one we'll be looking at, episode 33, will be Eggman the Auteur.
Well, Eggman's gonna be missing.
Do you know what auteur means?
No.
That's like a very self-important artist or movie director.
So he's going to be missing because he's too busy directing the next episode of the Mario movie.
Okay. Episode of the movie?
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, like the guy who directed The Shining and took like 88 takes of Shelley Duvall. That's an auteur.
Okay, so Robert Kubrick?
Stanley Kubrick.
I'm pretty sure it's Robert.
Yeah, his brother Robert Kubrick. Okay, and then the second episode is Just a Guy, which, if you remember your Sonic Boom, is actually one of the more well-known episodes.
Well, Sonic is tired of this hero business that he has to do every Saturday, so he wants to be just a guy, relax on the beach, and nothing goes wrong. Everything goes smooth. It's 11 to 15 minutes of us just watching him barefoot on the beach.
You were half right until you kept talking, and you got less and less half right as you went on. So, look forward to the resolution of that and find out just how unhalf right you almost were.
Oh.
But that's it. Like we've said before, reach out to the show. Mostly just leave comments on the YouTube. You already know all of our other details.
Yeah. It's linked in our YouTube as well in case you're new here, but why would you start on episode 16? It's a terrible number.
Yeah. So as it stands, however, I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And until next time, everybody,
Gotta go fast.